They are invincible, undeniable, and probably have the loudest motherfucking fans in the NFL. Welcome to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast, where we talk about our favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Me and the Chief are coming to you from Kansas City on this. Well, as we record, this is Tuesday, and we are wiped out from last night's game. So with us, not in Kansas City, but still at home in his brand new abode. I about said commode.
It does have new commodes.
It does have new commode.
Maybe I'll put a bathroom right here.
It is Chico Noise. You know, he is a 3-time podcasting favorite. And of course, the Chief, Phil Jordan, who happens to be one room away from me right now. Welcome, everybody. Hi, guys. All I can say right now is if you can tell by my voice, I was part of the 70,000 fans screaming in Arrowhead last night, and my voice is definitely shot for today's podcast. So
it was a good 20 to 30 minutes. The crowd did not let up, and it was loud.
We booed those referees, and we will get into that here in just a little bit. But yeah. And you know, it's interesting because, and we've been out here in Kansas City, out roaming around, you know, checking out the rally houses and you know, Dave and Buster's. Me and Bill went and played some video games today. And
by the way, hey Carlos, thanks for selling the Emperor.
Yeah, thanks for hooking me up. I forgot my audio interface, and we ran into Carlos at the game last night. If you guys remember, Carlos, a couple episodes ago, the Chief actually interviewed him while he was tailgating. Yeah, you might see him going like this in the video. But we went down to where Carlos works because he works at a I guess what is called a pawn shop, pretty much, isn't it? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a really, really nice pawn shop. So I can't. What is it called? Fast Cash or
something?
I can't.
That.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, Carlos. I forgot the name of the store, but it's super nice, man. And they had a lot of really cool stuff. And I happened to find me an interface so I can do some editing while I'm on the road because I forgot to bring mine because I'm stupid. But you know, that is the way it is. But yeah, shout out to Carlos. Thank you, buddy. He hooked us up. But yeah, we've been kind of hanging out in Kansas City, doing our thing here and checking out all the sites and having a good time and going to the game. Got my game day poster, which we will have to get game day posters next weekend when me and Chico are out here. And Phil's got his that's the small bag. Where's the other bag?
How many trips did we make to the rally house?
I know. I'm gonna say at least 3.
It was 3 I can think of. 3.
Yeah.
Rally house. They take all my money, and I'm okay with it.
They took a lot of mine. I'll tell you that.
But yeah, good time out here in Kansas City. Let's get into talking about the game last night. Let's start with you, Chico. Give us some highlights of what you got to watch last night.
Well, let me just say, I was so ready at 8:20, 8:15 to watch this game, but the NFL and whatever deals they have made with different streaming services and all this stuff really screwed me over because I didn't actually get to start watching till there was 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Right when the Raiders scored for the second time. I went through all this rigmarole trying to find somewhere to watch the game, and CBS was not showing it on live TV. NFL Plus, you can't watch on a TV. You have to watch it on a tablet or a phone. And then I couldn't get logged into ESPN for some ungodly reason.
I'm going to say it's on ESPN.
Yeah, couldn't get logged into that either. So then we found Fubo TV. Yep. So we watched it on there. So I went through a lot just to watch this game. And then I started watching, and I'm pacing the house because the Raiders are just blowing us out of the water, and it's like frustrating. And with the move happening, it's like, okay, I can pace the house and do stuff while I'm pacing the house. And still watch the game while downing tall boys because I'm frustrated. So, no, it was a great game to watch. A lot of bad calls, which we'll get into. A lot of good calls though too. I mean, it's not like the refs were all bad. There were just some bad calls. But we came out with the win. I think that's all that matters. And we played a great game. McKinnon looked great. That's the first time you can say that about McKinnon this season so far.
And I can vouch for that one because I think on the previous episode I was like, what's he doing in the backfield? He hasn't done anything. And then he proves me wrong this week.
Yep.
Maybe he's listening to this podcast.
Oh,
and prove Phil wrong.
Yeah, and decided, that Chief Phil guy, I'm gonna do something this week. So it was nice to see him do something besides get half a yard.
Yep, exactly.
So Jared McKinnon, if you're watching the Indiana Chiefs fans, which we're pretty sure you do, email us at inchiefsfanspodcast. Which is it? Pod?
inchiefsfanspodcast@gmail.com.
There you go. I did better this time. I need sticky notes.
It's right behind his head, actually.
No, that's Facebook.
Oh.
Yep. Speaking of, and if you get a chance, you can see behind Gunner there is the banner thing that the coach took to the Indianapolis game, which if you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/inchiefsfanpod, you can see pictures of him hanging with Wolfie while they both hold that banner. That banner was actually supposed to go with us to the Raiders game.
So, Gunner, I have a question. You remember remember when you went to school and you were sick for a day or two or whatever, stuff like that happens, your sister, a friend, your mom, someone will bring you your homework so you can get it done.
Yeah.
I couldn't do my homework. Yeah. I couldn't get the banner signed.
That's true.
No one brought it to me. Not Gunner, not your dad, not your mom. I was like, what the hell? And
you could have gotten anything else signed.
No. And standing in front of me, guess who was there?
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
No, who's in front of you?
Just think of an ex-quarterback that you like.
An ex-quarterback that I like?
Mm-hmm.
Alex Smith, not Alex Smith, was in front of you?
Yep.
And you couldn't get it signed?
No, he signed my jersey, but not our banner.
You didn't get anything else signed to bring to me or anything?
Nope.
I'll take the jersey, then we're good.
You can't take the jersey.
Well, guess what? The banner will come with me next week.
Sure it will.
It's actually at my house now, so it's not sitting next to my desk at work.
Well, in reality, Alex Smith did not sign it. I just want to give you shit because I could not do my homework. I was unable to, but I know. You had a busy week and all, so I'll let you off the hook.
Oh yeah, I just completely forgot about it, and I didn't work on Friday, so I definitely forgot about it Thursday.
Yeah, no worries. I had to give you the old school story.
Okay.
Yeah. So no Alex Smith.
Nah.
Well, dang it.
However,
if you want to mention the interview,
let's do it right now. Let's put so where we get there, obviously we get to Arrowhead about 3:30. Game time is Kansas City time is what, 7:15, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
So we get there about 3:30. First thing we do is we park and we jet down to the pro shop, because you can get into the pro shop, in case anybody wants to know, before the game, which I think is brilliant, because once the game starts, you can't even fucking walk around inside of the pro shop.
Yeah. So key to note, it looks like at about 4 or 4:15 is when they close the gift shop to prep it for the pre-game shopping. Prior to 4 o'clock, it's
restock.
it's just your normal store, but they close it down for about a half hour, and then by then the line's atrocious, and there's 300 people packed in a sardine can,
Yep.
trying to get stuff. And
But also keep in mind, 4:00 is a Monday, is a night game. That's Sunday or Monday or even a Thursday. The 4:00 is a night game. I would say that probably, well, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, so 3 hours before game time, whatever. So if you're doing a 3:00, I would say probably right around 1:00 they're going to close that up.
No, that's only for night games.
Really, they keep it open for the rest.
If it's a noon game or a 3:00 game, it's just open as if for any ticketed member, versus open as a gift shop versus a game night shop.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure does. So that being said, we ran down there and we ended up coming back to the car. We got our game day posters, which is really important to me. I like to get my game day poster for the game that we're at.
And once again, a lot poorer.
Yes, a lot poorer. Yeah, it happens. And we went back and we pretty much had a spot open next to us, and this car pulls in and these two ladies get out, and we get to, talking to them, and we ask them to do an interview for the podcast. So Gunnar, if you don't mind, if you could just go ahead and drop that video in the interview we did there at Arrowhead Stadium.
Not a problem.
So I'm here at Arrowhead tailgating with
Risa, Doreen,
and they are season ticket holders, right?
I am. I'm a straggler.
You know what? I was a straggler for a lot of years too. I loved every minute of it. He brought me to the championship game. It was amazing last year.
Amazing.
I just said I pushed her down so she could break her foot, and I came along again.
Yeah.
There you go.
So tell us, how long have you been coming to games?
Probably 30 years, 33 years, something like that.
So out of all the 30 years, who is your favorite player of all time?
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was Cherry, and those guys. But I don't know. That's a good question. Wow.
I gotta hit you with the tough ones coming right out the gate,
I know, they're tough. I mean, now, you hear Mahomes and you hear Kelsey, but then you hear, Deron Cherry, and you heard, Nick Lowry.
Oh, Nick Lowry.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a savior.
We were talking the other day about something, and I was watching some old videos, and some of our old receivers like J.J. Bird and some of those old ones that I had forgotten all about, in the 30 years that I've been a fan. How about you? How long have you been a fan?
Listen, I gotta admit that I come from a Raiders family.
Oh, sorry.
All right, cut tape.
But look.
She's wearing Mahomes. She got Mahomes on.
Right.
Listen,
It's all good.
It's actually like, I'm sorry, Dad. I moved to Kansas City, and you can't live in Kansas City and be a Raiders fan.
It's true.
So,
It's
10
bad.
years, about 10
Nice.
years.
How about you? Over the past 10 years, who's your favorite?
I mean, who's more of a dynamic duo than Mahomes and Kelsey, though? I mean, like,
Yeah.
Even over the years, it's been hard to figure that out. Even Trent Green and Tony Gonzalez is hard pressed to beat Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, but Trent Green can't be Mahomes.
I mean, I made friends with Alex Smith's wife at my nail salon a few years ago before
Nice.
they left town, so I feel like there's a place in my heart for those guys. But like, I don't know. I mean, if you've only been a fan for 10 years, and 5 of those years, 6 of those years you've had Mahomes, like,
It's
I'm
hard
not
to
going to
say.
pretend
Nope.
like
Nope.
there were years before that I'm happier than I am right now.
Exactly. All right, so Kansas City's off to 3-1 start.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to finish the season?
Let's see. 3-1. We'll probably lose about 2 games, maybe, is my prediction.
Good prediction.
That's what I think. I think we're going to have a tough with the Chargers again. Because we're going to be in their house. Buffalo's going to be tough next
I'm going
week.
to say,
gonna be so tough.
tonight is the Raiders game. Tonight we're doing Monday night. It's against the Raiders. Raiders always come and play us really, really hard. But I think next week is going to be the true test
of how good we really are as far as what we do offensively against that stout Buffalo defense.
I think the lesser teams are more dangerous to the Chiefs, though, because the Chiefs play down sometimes. You know, like the higher the stakes, the more likely they are to rise to the occasion. But I really feel like, why did we lose? Because we played down to a team that was not a true opponent.
You know, and I always say it's anybody's, any given day, it's anybody's win. You know, just because you're, you know, knowing you're up there doesn't mean you can't lose. Now, I really think that Baltimore is one that Baltimore scares me a little bit.
Right.
Because that quarterback in the Mahomes go head to head.
All right, Kansas City goes to the Super Bowl. We have a great a great run in the playoffs. We go to the Super Bowl. Who are we going to play against this year?
Wow. I'm trying to think. Can't be the 49ers again.
God, I hope not. I hope not.
We went to that Super Bowl game.
Really?
Yeah, we went to the game, and it was just like halftime. They're all like bragging because, you know, they got such a huge lead. They got it, and then we came back and beat them. It was unbelievable.
I was crying in my bedroom because I got kicked out of the living room. The wife said, "Go."
No, I hope it's not the 49ers. It's tough. It's too early in the season to tell.
We have some predictions of Philadelphia. We think
they're pretty tough.
Can you imagine an Andy Bowl?
Oh yeah. Not only that, the Kelsey.
Yep, the Kelsey brothers.
Yeah.
Kelsey brothers.
That might be a good one for Jason to retire on, and maybe that would be his grand finale.
Yeah, because Phillies are tough this year. Yeah, but you know, I don't know. I just want to get to the Super Bowl. Because this year it's in Arizona, it's in Phoenix.
Yep.
And we go out to Arizona for the winter.
Oh.
So I'm like, yes.
That close. That close.
That's close.
How about you? Who do you think?
I'm gonna like embarrass myself by not remembering who's.
That's all right.
That's
all right. Who was it? My daughter-in-law said Buffalo or something like that. I was like, no, you can't use that. You can't use that.
So we beat Buffalo,
Yeah,
so we can get to the Super Bowl.
All right, we are Indiana Chiefs fans podcast, and if you could just look at the camera and say we love Indiana Chiefs fans, that would be amazing.
We love Indiana Chiefs fans!
Thank you guys so much. I so appreciate it. That was awesome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Thank
guys.
you so much. Appreciate it.
Oh no, tailgating. The Emperor did the cooking. I was the sous chef, which basically meant I took the stuff and threw it in the garbage.
Wait a second. Okay, so check this out. We went down to Hy-Vee, right, to get supplies, and the chief there is like, "Oh man, they got these bacon wrap jalapenos. These things are amazing. Let's get a couple of those." So we got a couple of those, threw them on the griddle. Other stuff's cooking. Your mom bought a bunch of stuff, and we pulled the jalapenos off, and the chief there chops off a couple pieces, and he grabs one, and your mom grabs one. And we're pretty sure they were not jalapenos. They had to have been way worse because your mom just started crying. He's like, it's so hot. It's so hot. And even Phil, who loves his hot, spicy shit, is going, "Oh, that's hot. Oh my God, that's hot."
So you got habaneros, or
We got something, but yeah, it was hot. I would have actually ate it if it weren't for the fact that we're at the stadium, but I didn't want anything to go drastically wrong during the game. So I just laid off and we threw it away. But yeah, we had a good meal. It was great, nice and hot out at 83 or 84.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Tailgating.
Beautiful.
did it get chilly in the evening? Was it chilly?
No, it was great all night long.
Yeah, never put a
Nice.
coat on. I had my shorts on the entire time.
Yeah,
Most
I like
of the
that.
time.
I did get to sit in our seats for the first time, and it was pretty amazing. It's great view. I had to be really careful. Planes were landing over there, and they kind of, I had to make sure I ducked. I didn't want to hit my head on their landing gear, but but yeah, amazing view of the field, and just the atmosphere at Arrowhead. I don't care if you're a Raiders fan. I don't care if you're a Bills or a Chargers, you should definitely go to a game in Arrowhead. Just the electricity of that place is absolutely amazing.
And everything's forgivable. We don't, we understand.
What is she talking for?
Beer delivery.
Look at that.
Hey.
Oh, I love you, Karen. You're amazing.
But-
Too good.
But anyway, we forgive them for being their fans, but we're always
Right.
open for newcomers.
Yeah. Come enjoy Arrowhead. So let's get in. Let's see. Let's get into the game a little bit.
Hold on. Before the game, I want
before
to
the game.
mention the awesome flyover with they had, I think, 7 or 8 people parachute in,
Mhm.
all with Chiefs flags underneath. And the last gentleman that landed had a huge American
Huge.
flag.
The thing was huge.
I'm gonna send that to you, Gunner, as well. I did put it on the Facebook page. I don't know if it uploaded. I'll have to check. But that was very awesome to see that in person.
Was that the first game I took you to that they did that?
I do believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember them doing that when that first game we went, or
Yeah,
I
I mean,
took you to.
Yeah.
This month is 2 things, as far as the NFL is concerned, I believe, it's breast or cancer awareness month, and also salute to service month, kind of hand in hand. So, if you know someone that's in the military, ex-military, give them a thanks. If you know someone that's had cancer, been touched by cancer, give them the best of wishes.
Yeah.
All right, now you can go to game day.
All right. Let's get into this. Let's get into this game. No, that's a good call. You definitely shouldn't. We definitely need to bring that up because it's important. They have a lot of things that they did in between. What was it, halftime when the girl come out and sang, and they had the cancer awareness banners on the field. That was amazing. These are things you don't get to see on TV when you're watching the game. These little pieces in between. A lot of people up by the drums that they were acknowledging. I know a couple military people and a couple breast cancer or just cancer survivors that were up there.
Yep.
With amazing stories. A couple of times, man, I'm not gonna lie, they ran some of those stories on the overheads during some of those TV timeouts and stuff. Man, and some of those brought me to tears. I mean, I was, very taken by their stories. And the one lady, and I can't remember all that she'd been through, but I mean, she'd been through 4 or 5 bouts with cancer, and she was up there just smiling and was just happy to be there. And it was just pretty amazing. But yeah, definitely bring you to tears when you're up there.
And Karen tried her hardest to get your mom to wear something pink, and she finally pulled it off with a wristband.
Yeah.
We tried earrings. I think we tried a pen, and then Karen threw this breast cancer awareness on her wrist, and then she was all right.
Yeah. So we get into this game. I gotta admit, man, I think Kansas City came out a little flat to start off that game. I don't think they really got things going right away.
Nope.
Obviously, and I've said this and I'll say it again, and I'll say it till the end of time. When the Raiders play the Chiefs, they play them with an intensity that is like no other. I don't care what were they 1-3 or whatever coming in. And, it doesn't matter if they just got shut out or the week before, they always come in and score points and just play so hard when they play the Chiefs. And my hat's off to them. And man, I love that fact that they're there playing to win.
Yeah.
I mean, they may not have a great season or they may not have a great team, but damn it, they came to Kansas City and they want to put everything on the line, and they do it. So hats off to Raiders and Raider Nation for showing up and having a good game.
Yeah.
The problem is you cannot how did they put it today? You cannot go up on Kansas City 17-0 or 21-0 and think that you got a free ride, because it just doesn't work. Kansas City's going to come back and it's just going to irritate them enough that they're going to come back and play hard, which is exactly what they did. A lot of people are talking today in Kansas City. Like I said, we were out roaming around, listening to the radio, listening to all the local guys talk about what happened in that game with Chris Jones and Derek Carr. And you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the call. The call is what turned that game around, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, 100% brought the Chiefs to life. I mean, the Chiefs players said it. I don't know if you heard all the post-game press conferences, but they said once the crowd got into it, that just re-energized them and it flipped the switch. And as we mentioned earlier, you know, that fandom, you know, yelling, screaming, definitely noise, jet engine taking off next to my ears. Went on for a good 20 minutes. I won't say what other people were saying, you know, but there was a lot of booing, you know, for the most part. A lot of F you and, you know.
You could hear it on TV. Trust me.
Yeah.
You know exactly what they said.
And you can see him mouthing it, you know. But man, that changed the whole dynamic of the game. You know,
it brought the energy that, you know, we were at the AFC Championship game, and the energy that was in the first half of the AFC Championship game was what appeared right after that play. That energy, that electricity of Arrowhead was just unbelievably high.
Yeah.
And oh my God, there's no doubt in my mind that the fans won that game for the Chiefs. They got them all fired up.
Yeah, when Carr, you know, was trying to change the call at the play at the line, and he ran out of time because no one could hear him. I'd like to applaud our section, you know, over there in that, 10 to 20 yard line, because that's where it happened. Everybody was giving high fives, and then we got even louder. You know, I was there when we broke the 142 decibels. I don't know if we were quite that loud or louder for that matter. Don't know. All I know is the intensity, and the Chiefs fans were just pushing our team to do better, and they responded.
I'd like to be like parachuting in when they were booing, just to see if it just launched you back out up into the
air. So since you saw it on TV, what did they say? Because, you know, we got the live game day experience of yelling, being deaf, and disrupting the Raiders and giving the Chiefs players energy, which they admitted to in, post-game shows and even interviews today. They mentioned, you know, that crowd is what got us going again, basically.
Like in the moment, the announcers or the commentators, they were like, this is Kansas City, pretty much. They were like, this is what it's like. This is what you got to get used to, especially on that when they ran out on the play clock and they had the call on that. They were just like, yeah, you're in Kansas City. You should know by now your counts need to be different. You know, you need to not be doing them going on 2 or going on the second white. You need to change it to where it's a hand motion or something, you know, like, it's just, I don't even know
who were the announcers last night?
Troy Aikman was one of them. I do believe that gives the other one to Joe Buck.
Okay.
And I said it properly because
you don't give a,
was it Buck?
Yeah, it should be Joe and Troy are the Monday night guys, but I am not a Joe Buck fan. I'll be very honest about it to anybody who wants to talk to me about it. I do not like Joe Buck. I actually hate Joe Buck more than I hate Chris Collinsworth. So take it for that. But who knows? You know, the thing is that, they're in a better position than I am. I'm a lonely podcaster doing this from my, room with dragonflies on my wall. And but they're more of an expert than I am, but man, sometimes they can be too much. And
but back to
let's talk about the call.
Call. Yeah,
let's talk about the call. So the call was roughing the passer. Chris Jones come in, sacked Derek Carr. They called him for rushing the passer, and it's actually the only time in the NFL that has been recorded that a defensive player has got a roughing the passer while he was holding the ball. So we're still unsure of how this works out, but if you watch the video, Derek Carr does lose the ball.
Stripped. Straight up stripped.
Before he even hits the ground.
Yep. And Chris Jones has it in his hands when he comes down. And once again, if you're holding on to a ball, I mean, how are you supposed to Harry Potter your way out of that one with a special spell to lift you off of not going, tackling the quarterback? I'll never know. So,
well, Andy, like we said, he did catch himself with his left hand. He had the ball in his right hand, and he caught himself with his left hand. It's not like his full weight went down on Carr.
Right.
I mean, he was catching himself while holding the ball.
Yeah. And we might mention earlier in the day, there was a call that went in Tampa Bay's favor on another questionable, quarterback hit that, evidently shouldn't have been called as well. So, after the whole Tua incident, they said the referee association, whatever the hell they're called, at this point, they're called assholes to me. Said that they did not make an emphasis on this. I call bullshit on that statement they made. Otherwise, these calls wouldn't have been made. Or, the referee that made the call has a lot of history with the Chiefs, by the way. Carl Schuffers, the head referee, called a bunch of calls, I guess, in the game with Travis in 2016, and you can go find the clip yourself. It's out there today because of everything that's going on. That basically he said some kind words about the referee, and told him that he couldn't even work. He'd get fired from a Foot Locker, working at Foot Locker. So I think there's also some bad blood there potentially. Some bias. I don't know. I read a lot of it up on it last night. I read a lot about it today. I rewatched the play. I listened to almost every single person, coaches, before and after. Yeah. Before and after. It's gone. There's a gremlin in my room.
Is that house haunted?
Yes.
I'm waiting to see if the door closes back.
Hold
on. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
She's so sneaky.
Yeah. That's some funny shit, isn't it?
Oh, that was great. If you're not watching, if you're just listening to this on a streaming site, you got to go watch the YouTube video of Karen sneaking into the room.
Yeah, low crawling but anyway, I went and read commentary probably at least an hour and a half last night and an hour this morning of everyone's feelings about these two calls, right? Not just against the Chiefs, but
right.
Who was Tampa playing that allowed them to run the clock out by getting that first down?
Atlanta.
Yeah, allowed them, or they called the similar call, which wasn't even, I don't think, as close as this one was. And Brady, the Brady rules, the Brady bunch, whatever you want to call them. I think it's egregious. I think it's ruining the sport. I was telling the Emperor today, I was like, what, next thing you know, they're gonna just put flags on their quarterbacks. If you pull the flag off, then they're down. I mean, at this point, let them play. They're getting paid millions of dollars. If they do something totally egregious, yeah, call it. If they're just tackling the person, they're stripping the ball, they're not hitting them at below the knees, they're not hitting them in the neck area. So be it, man. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play that position. You don't want to play? Leave the NFL. We're making this sport. Might as well be playing freaking volleyball at this point.
You ever see the South Park episode where they tie balloons around themselves and give each other hugs?
No,
Playing football.
I have not.
That's football. It's called sarcastic ball because
Yeah.
Stan's dad's being all sarcastic, and they make him. He becomes the
Yeah.
coach, and it's all about balloons.
But my
But I
brain
do-
is so
hey,
fried on this one.
Yeah, I am too, and we're gonna get off of it here in just a second. But I just want to make a point about the Tua hit. The Tua hit wasn't that hard of a hit. It was illegal. It was a legal hit. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
getting around it. And I'm not. I hope Tua is fine, and I hope he comes back and he's okay.
Yeah.
But honestly, he shouldn't even been out on that field from the week before. In all honesty, he shouldn't have been out there. And whatever reason that he passed the protocol to get back out on the field and play, is a Miami upper management issue that needs to be taken care of, because he shouldn't have been out there.
Or
And
NFLPA, because they all have independent doctors.
true that. So, to base what's going on this week over what happened last week,
Which is not what's happening according to.
but and painfully, obviously it is,
We know that, Jeremy. But they
Right.
explicitly said, no, we are not emphasizing this at all.
Yeah.
But look at these shitty calls. That
Yeah.
tells me one thing. Yes, they are.
Okay, let's move on from the call, because we can argue about this.
All I'm saying
we're
is-
not arguing, obviously, but
All I'm
we can
saying
talk
is,
about this all night long.
Go Google the Kelsey from I think 2016 with that same referee. Just saying.
I'll tell you something else I'm going to do next couple of days before the Buffalo game is to actually go back and rewatch the Raiders game in full
Yes.
time, and being there at the game is great and all that. And I'm not saying anything bad about it, but you do miss a lot of things, a lot of replays, things that you want to see, things you might see on camera that you don't see while you're live. So there is that.
So before we get off this one bad call, I want to call the one no call. The hit on Travis.
Yep.
Totally defenseless receiver in his pattern gets freaking railed, not hit, not bumped off his route, railed. And what do they call?
Nothing.
5-yard penalty, pass interference. Where's the freaking personal foul on that one? Clear, obvious, plain as day. Did they say anything on TV on that hit by chance?
I don't remember.
But
Go
you know
back
which
and
one I'm
watch.
talking about?
Yeah.
Where he just took him out. Luckily, Kelsey's a big guy. He bounced back. But if you're gonna make calls, make the calls. Be fair. Make the
Yeah.
calls on both sides.
Yeah.
And that was an egregious. It shouldn't have been a 5-yard first down. It should have been a personal foul, 15 yards. So that's all I'm saying on that, because I was pissed because it happened right in front of us.
And to be fair, all the calls that we've talked about so far, there were some calls in our favor that I still am under.
The defensive holding call.
Yeah, on
On that field goal.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I think they said that's the first time that's been called since 2015 or something like that.
Something like that.
The
Yeah.
weird thing is, in the replay, when they showed it again, it looked weird. Like, it looked like something that shouldn't happen during a field goal. Just the way that he moved and actually like held and pushed out. I was like, okay, that did look weird. I could see why they called that. But at the same time, I'm like, how is there a holding call on a field goal?
On a field goal. Yeah, attempt.
Yeah,
But-
and when they said holding, I totally expected it to be on us. Penalty
Oh, yeah.
declined, and
Oh, yeah.
they get the ball.
But
Yeah, there's a lot of confused people up in my section when that happened. I mean, you think you'd be cheering on a penalty in our favor, and we're all just like, what just happened here?
Yeah.
Just something doesn't feel right. So,
speaking,
yeah, go ahead.
speaking of field goals, I do want to talk about Wright, because that 59-yarder was pretty amazing. I'm sure you guys were hooting and hollering too when that
Oh
happened.
yeah.
I mean, he put that baby through there.
And by the way, that was a Chiefs record at Arrowhead.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice.
So all the kickers that we've had through all the years, this guy gets that one kick in that's 59 yards, and then he misses like two 35 yard ones,
Yeah.
It baffles my brain. How can you get hit a 59er and miss a 40 and a 38, whatever the hell it was. But
It's all too much goes into kicking field goals, surprisingly.
Oh, I
The
know.
snap,
It's
the
quite-
hold, the
it-
kick,
Hold on,
the
hold
win,
on.
the
all you gotta do is have a cigarette on the sideline,
Yeah,
a chug of your Beck's beer, throw the cigarette out as you're running out of the
Olé,
field.
olé,
Yeah, sorry, I had to throw that reference in. It's
No,
just
you-
too much fun.
That's
not to.
beautiful. It's beautiful. But Matt Wright has done a great job for us, filling in.
He
Hopefully,
has.
hopefully
Yeah.
Butker comes back soon and he's healthy and he's feeling good. I can only assume that he's been out for this long because they want to make sure he's 100% before he gets back in there and he doesn't re-injure it and we're stuck without him for the rest of the year. So
And then someone say he was on the sidelines. I
he
don't know
was,
if-
yeah,
was, yeah.
yeah,
but
I
he
saw-
wasn't. He wasn't dressed though, right?
No.
Okay.
yeah. He was
Him
in
and
a
his
black
big
sweatshirt.
old beard.
Yeah, he's got a big old beard.
Oh, he
where,
grew
where
it.
did I see that at? I saw it on something, but
You trying to do a Ryan Fitzpatrick? Watching the Amazon Prime pregame show.
no, actually I think Coach Reed drew it on him, but
No, he drew the beard on him.
That's pretty good.
That's
Gunner.
good. That's good. That is amazing.
why is Karen
Um,
calling you? She need to think you need another
Yes.
beer.
Actually, it's my friend Mike from the campground.
Nice.
Pittsburgh Steelers fan. We don't take calls from Steelers fans.
We do.
Actually,
when-
I feel bad for the Steelers fans right now.
We should
They're-
anytime we get a call during the podcast, we should answer, hello, you're on the Indiana Chiefs fans.
Oh
podcast."
shit, that would be hilarious. Actually, it's still ringing. Oh well, if he calls back, I'm gonna do that.
There you go.
Right on.
there you go.
So yeah, speaking of calls, we had several of them throughout the game that come both sides. I was actually texting with a guy I work with who's a Raiders fan. He definitely said the same thing we were saying about the call, but I think he started drinking because the text started getting longer and more aggressive, and but by the end of the night, when we were actually leaving the parking lot, I texted him and said, man, even with all the bad calls, it was a good game. And, sorry you guys didn't win, but, just a good game. And I got, he texted
Someone's
me back.
gotta
Says,
win.
somebody's got to win, but he texted me back and said, yeah, good game. So, he's a fair sport. He knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get down into some of these last few minutes of the game. Let's talk about something that I've been discussing with the Chief all day today. We're down in our end. We have a 3rd and 3 with 2 something left on the clock. All we need is 3 yards, and we can pretty much put this game away because the Raiders have used up most of their timeouts. I
Yeah,
think
they
They had one left.
One
left.
left and a 2-minute warning, I think.
Yeah, we can pretty much put this game away, and we throw a 20-yard pass towards McCole Hardman, and we turn the ball back over to him with only a 1-point lead. Three yards, guys. We need this first down. Why are we throwing? Well, for starters, why are we throwing to McCole?
Yeah, at this point, you should have just given it to McKinnon and let him plow through.
Exactly.
I'll put it this way. Yes, I want the 3 yards. The one thing I don't want is the clock to stop.
Right.
I
Yeah.
want those seconds to tick off. Let's just say we don't get it. You know what? It's going to go down to the 2-minute warning unless, the Raiders take their final timeout. And then after the break, we kick it off. I don't get the pass play either, especially a 20-yarder. Obviously the Raiders did that to us on their either first or second series, 4th and 1. They threw a rocket for, 60-yard touchdown, whatever the hell it was.
Mhm.
I don't know if they were trying to do that to be cute. I don't agree with it, and I'm going to go back in time a little bit, Jeremy.
Uh-huh.
I didn't agree with the 2-point conversion. We were already
Definitely.
up, take the 1 point, move on.
Yeah.
I have no clue why the Raiders tried to do the same thing and failed as well. I mean, that actually helped us.
Yes.
If they would have taken the extra point later in the game, that game would have been tied.
Yeah, we would have been
overtime.
overtime. Yeah.
So I don't get both coaches, to be honest, on both the 2-point conversions. It baffled me. It's our 2-point conversion was still early in the game. I don't get it. Didn't like it. Everybody around us is like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're winning and we're going for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Luckily, if it weren't for the Raiders going for the same thing, it would have been tie game. And I guarantee you overtime, and whoever got the ball first probably would have won.
Oh yeah.
I mean, sorry to go back in time, but I wanted to
No,
You're right. You're
yeah,
completely 100% right.
the 2-point stuff that was happening.
I was gonna go with once again, and we heard them talking about this on some of the radio stations we were listening to today, that they have tried that play many a times. Even with Hill, that play just doesn't work. There's a timing issue. My problem right now is Hardman has been with Kansas City now for 4 or 5 years. And he just doesn't seem, I mean, he had some great plays yesterday, don't get me wrong, but he just still doesn't have that gel with Mahomes.
The timing,
the chemistry, that it doesn't seem like, well, I mean, look at the dynamic duo, though, between Kelsey and Mahomes, those guys know exactly what the other one's doing. Yeah. That's because they play together and they work out together. They practice together. Why isn't McCole, who's been there for that long, why isn't he making that same adjustments and being able to, understand what's going on there? Why can't they understand each other? And if this is becoming a problem, then why is he still there? We've got Sky Moore. I mean, Sky Moore may not be as fast as McCole, but at least let's give him a chance to learn, see if he can actually gel with Mahomes. I mean, he got targeted. Hold on, let me look at this. He got targeted twice yesterday for 15 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think it was in the fourth quarter, actually.
Yeah, it was so late in the game. And I mean, the kid's got moves. Let's get him out there and let's get him get that chemistry with Mahomes. And maybe he can be a great wide receiver that we can count on.
Yeah.
That being said, like I said, I just don't know why he's still there. Why we keep him around, but
for us to be able to talk about him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there we go. It gives us something to talk about. MVS had an amazing day yesterday. Man, some of his catches were pretty great. He did have that one that bounced out of the breadbasket, but they can't all be winners.
I told you, Jeremy, I will more than willingly take that pass. No pads, anything.
So
any day.
Listen, on all honesty, if there is any Kansas City Chief players, coaches, or whatever, the Chief here says he can catch that pass in the breadbasket from Patrick Mahomes. Is there any way we can get this set up? Because I want to see this happen.
Oh, yeah. I'm all in. And then when I make that catch, everyone eats some crow.
Oh yeah, I definitely. I'll definitely eat crow.
Otherwise,
and then we'll be thinking about you when you're getting your next elbow surgery. So
yeah.
No, when I'm getting my ribs.
Yeah,
your ribs and your hip.
Exactly. Yeah. When we'll visit you in the hospital. I'm just saying we will come visit you. Yeah, yeah. I'll bring you flowers.
You're so sweet.
They'll be silver and black.
Sorry.
Yeah. There you go. It'll be Raiders flowers.
It's always been my pet peeve. I'm going to be honest. It hits you in the breadbasket. It should be caught. Period. It's always been my pet peeve. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. If you got to jump for a ball that's catchable, you got to go to the ground for a ball that's catchable. You got to go reach out to the right or to the left on a ball that's catchable, and you miss those. Oh yeah, okay. Breadbasket, I don't like it.
Right.
And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he got his timing off, or Mahomes had to throw it early. One of the two hit him in the face mask. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Those I can deal with. It's the breadbasket ones. It's your bread and butter, man. It's what you've been doing since Pop Warner. It just gets me.
But let me go back and I said that about Hardman. Let me give him props though. Okay, he did have a pretty decent day. He had 4 receptions, 73 yards, which gives him about 18.2 yards per catch. So. I want to see them. I want to see them gel. That's what I want. Yeah. So
Speaking of yards, how many yards did Kelsey have total?
27, 25.
25.
And how many touchdowns?
4.
And what is that? An NFL record.
It is an NFL record. Congratulations to Travis. 4 touchdowns. I am supposed to remind everybody that Bobby did say that Kelsey would have 4 touchdowns yesterday.
Right.
She was actually counting him down every time. She's like, that's 1. But she told that's 2. She goes, how many is that? That's 3. she did call it. She did call it out. So
yeah, good for her.
He had his grand slam.
Yeah. He definitely had an amazing day, and he's an amazing receiver. I don't care what there's shit all over the internet right now that that Kelsey's a poor man's Gronkowski, or I don't see it. I don't see it at all.
He's already broke his okay. He doesn't have 4 Super Bowl rings, all right. Granted, Super Bowl is the end game, but career highlights, Kelsey's gonna surpass him with
if
flying colors.
Just pump the brakes on that 1 second, and let's go with Tony Gonzalez, who is probably one of the greatest tight ends to play the game.
Yeah,
he don't have any Super Bowl rings. How many does Shannon Sharp have? Does he have 1?
Yeah, actually.
And he was one. He was an amazing tight end.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can gauge the amount of how talented these tight ends and wide receivers are by how many rings are on their finger.
I agree. Totally.
Gronkowski,
that's why I say
Brady
career highlights.
Yeah, Gronkowski, Brady, and Belichick made the trio that was impossible to beat, and that's why they were great, and that's why everybody talks about him being so wonderful. And Brady has gone on to do great things in Tampa Bay up until this season, but he's just having an off year. We go back to that. What did you find out there, Chico?
So I wanted to look up when Gronk got his first Super Bowl ring, which is 2015. When did he start? What year was he drafted?
It was a couple years before Kelsey was. I mean, he's already been in the league a couple years. Did he get drafted the same year as Jason Kelsey?
He was drafted in 2010. So he was 5 years in the NFL before he got his first Super Bowl ring.
So obviously that's quicker
than Kelsey, because Kelsey was in 7 years, 8 years before.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2013. So
but look at the quarterbacks we had to go through to get going.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, these guys walked into a Brady system. Hi, Bobby. See,
whoa,
she's not low crawling.
She's not. Yeah, she does. She's not going to low crawl.
care.
Will you wave at the camera and say hi to everybody? Look, there's the rocker chick. Showing off the number 4. Yeah, she called it. I've already talked about that. She called Kelsey's 4 touchdowns. It was an amazing.
Mahomes falling back with the big 4 as he's running from the camera, showing the 4 for his 4th one.
Speaking of Kelsey, I saw it in the game, real time, Gunner, that, they were double teaming him. They were kind of giving him cheap shots. I saw Kelsey at one point, just yelling at, I think it was number 26, or 24. Did any of the announcers say anything about, the chippiness or the double teams or any of that kind of stuff?
No, they were pretty much just focused on the refs the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely took away from a lot of
Mahomes was mouthing off to those refs a little bit in there too.
Yeah, and he was also mouthing off to
96.
Yeah, Crosby. Yeah.
But Kelsey, and maybe it wasn't on camera, maybe that's why it wasn't there, but I saw Kelsey going after number 26 a few times, and then every time he smoked him for a touchdown, he'd just look at him and be like,
drop the ball. Yep.
Drop it. I do want to shout out George Kalafis
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Kalafis for his very first NFL regular season sack.
Here's
Congratulations to him, Furious George.
and
Amazing.
thank you, because I get a free Big Mac.
We didn't go get our free Big Macs today, damn it.
It's I think it's all week.
Oh, right on.
But yeah, if we want to get two buy one get one free, we can thank him.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
Thanks,
He did-
George.
He did share that with Frank Clark, by the way. So
Yeah.
they called that they call it just a half sack on both of them. But congratulations to George on his first NFL regular season sack. That's awesome.
And what other
And-
factoid did you pull up? That's another record for the Chiefs.
I pulled up another one. I
Yeah,
don't know. My brain's dead.
Patrick Mahomes versus
Oh,
Troy Aikman.
that is right. He did break Troy Aikman's record for touchdowns, right? Touchdowns.
Yeah.
He needed 3. He got 4. He passed Aikman, and while Aikman was commentating, which
Yeah.
makes that even better. You know that he
Which
did.
is
They
what
mention
you-
it. Did they mention it during the
No,
broadcast?
no,
No?
not that I remember.
Went
But
right
he
up.
did it in what 46 games versus like 97.
Oh,
or
I thought it
something
was 97 games quicker than Aikman
yeah,
did.
something
Yeah,
like that.
it was a very big number. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah,
Um,
that was awesome. Something cool that you pulled up.
Yeah, that was the rocker chick. She brought that up. That she'd been watching that pretty close. So,
Very nice.
yeah. One of the last things I want to bring up from my end is the 2 last plays that
Right.
the Raiders had. The callback of Adams's big long catch that he didn't actually catch in bounds.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a close one to call. I'm glad they decided to replay it and look at it and decide that he didn't have control of the ball when he was out of bounds.
Well,
Or what he
that's
was-
what I'm saying too, is the refs had some bad calls, but they did have some good calls to where they
Hey.
stood by what they said.
That came down from New York.
Yeah, it did.
It did. They were
Guaranteed.
discussing that for a long time.
Right.
Too.
Because I guarantee they were probably, if it wasn't before the 2 minutes, I don't know if they would have
Reviewed it. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I doubt it. They'd be like, oh yeah, he's good. As bad as the refereeing was, Reed would have had to have done it. So
Right. And the other thing was the very good no call for the last play of the game.
Yep.
You know what they said, you know how you take Devontae Adams out of the game, you tackle him with Hunter Renfrow, which is exactly what happened. Renfrow runs into Adams, the ball goes sailing. Really a good no call. I mean, if you really went back and looked at it, I thought it was a pretty good.
They just ran right into each other. There was
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. It was awesome. So I'll be honest, last night I watched that play after you guys went to bed, and I
Right.
rewatched it just to see if it was really pass interference or
Right,
anything.
right.
And I watched it. I'm like, nah, it's good.
I did watch it today. I watched it again today.
It was somewhere in their routes. One of them ran the wrong thing, and they just went.
Boom, blew it
So-
up.
So speaking of blowing up, guess who blew up after that catch? Or
Oh yeah.
not a catch.
Why is she speaking?
It's Jason.
Oh my god.
Is she sneaking in again?
It brought me the entity it brought me a beer. Thank you, entity, for the beer.
Oh.
I thought maybe I'd get a you're welcome.
So if someone had a meltdown on the Raiders side, someone that ran into somebody.
Have you heard about this, Chico?
No.
Oh, you
Yeah.
haven't?
You haven't heard about this? Oh my gosh, this is huge news. Shit, my brain just went dead.
Devontae Adams
thank you.
is
Sorry.
of course, the no call, the running into each other, the callback of his big catch there. He's frustrated, he's pissed off, and he's walking.
Before that, he's beating his helmet after that play.
I saw him throw it.
On
Oh,
the
yeah.
sidelines, he's beating the helmet down. They go
Yeah.
ahead.
But he's starting to walk back in, and a cameraman walks in front of him as he's walking down the tunnel, and he literally just pushes him, and I mean
Oh.
shoves him hard to the ground.
Yep. And it has been
They suspend him?
No,
Nah,
hold on,
not
hold
yet.
on. It's been noted that the gentleman did go to the hospital with minor injuries. Hopefully he's all right, which obviously they said non-life. I mean, it's, he
Yep.
got shoved into a wall with his equipment. I'm sure he, got a little bruise. There was a official police report done by the victim, and the NFL is looking into it. So here's my one comment. Well, it's probably more than one comment. A, that's wrong. B, he better be suspended and fined.
Oh, yeah.
And C, it better be more than 4 games. Our guy got 4 games for breaking a vacuum cleaner and a screen door. He didn't hit anyone.
Yeah.
It was a verbal argument. Dude, he better get better more than our guy did. Otherwise I'm calling bullshit.
Well, you got these guys that are breaking tablets and breaking stuff like that. Like, I can understand that's maybe a 1-game suspension, or maybe like I don't even know what a good punishment for that. But you're shoving somebody with his gear and injuring him. Yeah, you're out for the season. Get out of here.
No, I'm just saying, if they do not suspend him more than they did for our guy that broke a fucking vacuum cleaner and a screen door, I'm going to be livid. Be livid. And he did apologize. And
that's not, to me, that's not,
No, his apology was, I was walking out the field and the guy ran in front of me. I'm sorry.
I'm sure there's video of it somewhere.
No, we've watched it. We've watched it several times this morning already.
As soon as we get off this
I'm gonna look at it right now.
Podcast, there's like 3 or 4 videos, and the guy's not really running, he's just walking at a fast pace.
First thing on Google, Devontae Adams cameraman.
And Devontae Adams doesn't he doesn't stop for 1 second. He just keeps walking. He's not running, and neither's the other guy, and just goes wham right into the Chiefs wall. And the guy goes down.
You see it?
It's loading right now.
Oh, right on.
All right, we'll give you a second. That was my rant on that, because
and I agree with you 100%. If something doesn't come down from the upper office, I do believe that Gunner's laughing.
Dude, he literally just shoved the guy.
Yeah.
He ran out in front of me. He goes.
Yeah, he ran out. He did not. He was like walking at a brisk pace. You know what I mean? It's not like he just jumped up like, hey, mother,
he didn't. He was doing his job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was a boom mic operator, I believe, is what they said. But there's a couple different views.
Something needs to be done. We need to emphasize the fact that, and it didn't really dawn on me until Gunner just brought it up. Tom Brady's smashing tablets and shit on the sidelines.
And they said they were going to fine him or suspend him if he did it again. Guess what? He did it again. They didn't do shit.
Well, something needs to be done about this, because if, like you said, if that was all that Willie Gay did was break a vacuum cleaner, then, this is ridiculous that these guys are actually on national TV throwing temper tantrums, and breaking gear, and nothing's being done. What the fuck? Period.
Yeah.
And especially this one that, it involves an innocent person just doing his job.
Doing his job. Yeah.
It's not like a fan ran out of the field and
right.
Any of that nature.
Isn't the fan who ran out in that Rams game suing those guys for tackling him?
He is not going to win. He doesn't have a leg to stand on.
No. Well,
you violated every rule. In the game, and they took you down.
Yeah. Done.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Literally.
If you can't take the hit, don't play the game.
Don't run out there on the field like a dumbass. Oh, I won the run on the field yesterday, though, boy. Oh my God, I'd have taken me out a referee. That's for sure.
All I'm saying, also, Gunner, is Google the, Travis Kelce. It's going to be one of the top hits right now. NFL referee comment or something.
Right on.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's pretty funny, and I still question, is there bad blood there? Because he was a Chief then, This guy, I don't think was the headlinesman or what do they call him now? The white hat guys, the head umpire.
Yeah, whatever.
I think he was just a normal umpire back then. But does he hold a bias? Some of those calls, made me think that way, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right.
And one last thing on refereeing.
Okay.
They are graded. If their grades go below a certain percentage or a certain whatever, they're supposed to be demoted or not offered games or fired. Just as a heads up. And I hope he gets demoted to being a normal, referee and no longer the head guy.
Yeah.
I'm down.
That's my opinion, And, whatever happened in the Tampa Bay game, whoever made that call, look at his track record. Go back and check it out,
See if he's on any fantasy football leagues and
So your dad popped down. I don't know if you've seen that one. The parody one at the high school or college game, whatever it's supposed to be, and
right.
It's like, well, I can't throw a flag or I can't penalize him because he's on my fantasy team, and they get yeah. Like
that one's pretty great.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's kind of, for anyone that's interested, and I don't know the name of it, I'll put it out on Facebook page or something. There are some proven facts out there on, NBA and college basketball where shit like that does happen. I mean, I hope it's not happening in the NFL. I want it to be a clean game. Again, I don't want this to be flag football. No, you're paid, the price.
Yep.
Your bodies do take a beating, but you don't like it, you can retire. Luck did it. Luck said, you know what? At this point, I made enough money. My body's worth more than getting injured or hit again. Kudos to him,
Agreed.
Let him play the game. They're making defense impossible to play and just making it high scoring games where offenses can just keep going.
Right. All right. Well, one more thing about this game before we move on to the upcoming Buffalo game. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. We got an email. It says Golden J, Chico, and Chief. I have the best wife in the world. When the Chiefs fall behind 17-0 to the Raiders, she asked if I had my apparel on. Of course, I did not. So I proceeded to put on my Kelsey socks, my What's Up Mahomes t-shirt, and my stress ball. Needless to say, we proceeded to score at will. That is from the coach.
I figured.
and I did talk to him today, and he had the same problem I had. Couldn't watch the game on anything. So I told him about the Fubo thing. So he's going to do that next time we play a Monday night game. But he was just frustrated, couldn't get it going. So he forgot to put his gear on. He forgot to do all this stuff because he was trying to figure out where he could watch his game. Ended up watching on his phone instead of watching on his TV, and him and his wife being able to watch it together. He had to watch it on his phone. So,
well, not the rubbing in, but we watched it with 76,000 of our closest friends.
That's right. 76,000
in full HD.
Well, you guys both wear glasses, so that's more like 360.
Oh man.
I take them off during the game, oddly enough, because I don't need it to see far.
I was so close to the top, I got to set off the fireworks.
Did you beat the drum while you're up there?
I did. I went over there, just played a little drum solo.
Yeah, Jeremy said it was very, very loud.
Yeah.
All right, so that wraps up the Raiders game. We had a great time. It's insane getting out of that parking lot, but shout out to the girls. Shout out to the girls for thanks for giving us to an interview. Shout out to Carlos once again for just hanging out. We got to go hang out with him for just a little bit, and then we went and seen him today. So hopefully they're listening and enjoying the show. Let's move on and let's talk about this Sunday. No, we can't
before-
hold on. I've already moved
No.
on.
No, we can't do it because that jackass that was driving the Cadillac as they're getting out of the parking lot with a parking cone on top of his car had Cleveland plates.
Did he really?
Yes, I think that
He made it.
Yeah, the dumpster fire went out in Cleveland. The bastard hopped in some 1975 freaking Cadillac and literally holding a parking cone through the
Through the sunroof.
and almost ran into us because he must have been watching our podcast. So
I didn't realize that was Cleveland plates. I didn't realize that was the homeless guy.
it was him.
Son of a bitch.
He's moving around.
Made his way.
He was just waiting for the Raider dumpster fire, I think.
Yeah.
Right,
moving to Vegas, baby.
Sorry, we had to talk about.
Got to bring up oh my god, that was a mess. So, anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to the Bills game. The Chief is not going to be making the trek out this coming weekend. He's going to be sitting at home watching it on his big screen. But me and Chico will be there, repping Kansas City with 76,000 of our closest friends. And are you getting excited to check out your season ticket seats?
You know, I'm always excited to go to Kansas City. I'm not excited to play Buffalo after watching them play this week. They completely blew Pittsburgh out of the water. Now I know that's not a really big feat, but I mean, Buffalo's going to be tough.
I think this will be the biggest challenge that they've really come across. I mean, San Diego, San Bernardino, San Francisco,
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. There you go. The LA.
Lakers.
Yeah,
The Lakers.
The Lakers were a challenge.
That would
wow,
be
can you tell how exhausted I am from the game and everything we've gotten going on? My voice is gone. My
mental aptitude.
Oh, I am at my end. I may have to go to bed early tonight. Maybe catch up on some sleep. But
come on, you went to bed early this whole week.
Yeah. What time did I go to bed? About 2 a.m. What was that?
12:50.
12:50, which is what my time.
12:50. 12:50. You're in Central Time.
Yeah, not my time. That's your time.
It's our time right now, Spicoli.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
God. Wow, he went there. Seriously though, I believe that Buffalo is going to be probably our biggest challenge. And if they don't have the mindset, if they come out like what they did against the Raiders and going down early, I'm not sure that there's going to be as easy for them to close that deficit.
Yeah, I agree.
So but
I will say one thing, and until I go look or Google, I believe every time we played them, since we've been in the playoff runs every year, that we've lost to them at home or away, and we beat them in the playoff games. So
right on.
If we lose the game, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm going to go off past history. They're going to learn from it.
Right.
And
listen,
and if Buffalo makes it to the playoffs,
I have to stay 100% at a home game. Going to a home game, I have to stay 100%. So we have to beat Buffalo.
No, I think we have the talent. I think we know how to play the Bills. They're almost, to me, a division opponent.
Yeah, at this point,
we played them so much recently. To me, they're almost a divisional opponent. I think we know enough about them. The problem is they know enough about us too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing. So
yeah,
I think it's going to come down to the wire: a field goal, interception, a fumble, something of that nature that is probably going to change the game for one side or the other.
So Phil, I'm not one that gets into like betting and stuff. So what's a good spread?
I wouldn't bet on the game until after it starts.
Right on.
With this one, because it can go either way. the Chiefs can be explosive. The Bills can be explosive. I don't
So
know.
like a -3 and a 3 is not a good spread.
No.
Because that's like way
That's
too
0.
close.
That's 0.
Yeah. So
The home
you can't-
team always typically gets 3 points. Typically.
Gotcha.
You'll see every now and again a 1 point or 1.5 spread. That just means the home team sucks.
Gotcha.
I would not bet on this game unless you're going on the over under. In this game, I would take the over. I don't even know what it is. I take the over. I think yesterday's over was 52.
54.
Or yeah, so you would have won yesterday.
Yeah.
But I think again, the Chiefs have the power to do it. They just have to execute. Don't drop footballs in the breadbasket. Stupid things. Share the ball. Make sure you're playing defense well. I wish. Who was it? Frank Clark that went out yesterday sick again.
Yeah.
Let's hope he doesn't get sick yet again on this game. We really need him.
Yeah, definitely.
Defense needs to play. I mean, we can't be getting burned, on the 8th play of the game, when everyone's fresh, by a stupid missed coverage. I mean, that's what hurts us.
Mm-hmm. So Emperor, we're looking at 68 and sunny on Sunday.
Nice.
I'll
That'll be a
take
nice
it.
game. It's a 3:25 Central Standard Time game. So Karen will be happy that she does not have to be up at 11:30.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Making the road trip with Chico out to the great city of Kansas City and Arrowhead Stadium. Yeah, look at that. He's got it all right there in his background. Yeah, I think if we can rattle Josh Allen a little bit and get in the backfield and kind of mix things up, I think that's going to do us exceptionally well. I think Mahomes and the gang are starting to congeal. I hope that him and MVS continue to, kind of connect. Juju and him have been doing really well. I don't know what was Juju's stats from yesterday, but I don't think he was targeted 3 for 33. So
yeah, he was 11.
Wasn't a ton. But
what was his long? 13.
11, average 11. So I don't know what his long was, but they're starting to come together. So I think if we can just get that ticking away and that offensive line sturdied up just a little bit more. I know Trey Smith was out during the Raiders game. I think he did something to his ankle, didn't he, or hamstring?
Yeah.
I'm not sure,
Yeah,
but
quad or I can't
something.
remember.
Yeah, pectoral. No, his was a
That's
pectoral.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
This is a pectoral injury. Hopefully he can get him around and back in there and doing what he does. And hopefully Orlando can figure something out because he's not been looking exceptionally well lately. He's ranked at like one or two worst offensive linemen or something to that effect. So,
and that's why they didn't sign him to a long-term deal.
Yep. Unfortunately, I thought that maybe we had a good one, but it happens. But yeah, I think if we can rattle Josh Allen a little bit and get him off of his timing, and Chris Jones is that guy. He can get that done. And Furious George getting in there and taking care of business. I'd like to see him to use Pachenko a little bit more.
Yeah, I was surprised at considering the week prior he did so well.
He had one touch for 0 yards.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So
yeah.
Sorry, even Clyde had 9 for 15 yards. I mean, that's not even very good. You got a what?
There's a video playing in the corner of my my stats here. This just all of Kelsey's touchdowns over and over again.
That is something. Let's pause for station identification.
Yeah. I'm just
while we all watch the video. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Bills this weekend. Man, it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be probably once again one of the best games of the year.
Yep.
It's just gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be defensive guys doing their thing, both sides of the ball. I mean, even the Bills, they're gonna come to play. They want that. And I agree with you, Chief. I think if we lose this one, I mean, I don't know that I'm gonna be like throwing the towel in, like, oh, this is it. I think it's a long season, and like yesterday, it's like I told you, I never ever at any point thought that Kansas City was out of it at 17-0. I never doubted that they could come back. There's always a lot of game to play, and I never doubted it. And I believe that we can beat Buffalo, and it's just a matter of getting the right game plan.
So
And not throwing on a 3rd and 3 for 20 yards. I mean, come on.
So according to some folks that I listened to on XM radio, they were asked, name the teams that are real right now. We've played the first quarter of the season. They named 3 teams: Philadelphia, Bills, and the Chiefs. So those are your 3 teams that are real right now. So, I agree with them. I mean, all 3 of these teams are, kicking ass and taking names later,
Is Philadelphia right now still undefeated?
Undefeated.
They are
Nice.
undefeated, but they are no longer in the one spot, at least on, the NFL.com. They might
Right
be on other places. I think it's probably the quality of folks that they're playing potentially. I don't know.
I have a problem where I think that if I was not a Chiefs fan, I would be an Eagles fan. To be honest, I think I just enjoy watching the Eagles. I always have. I don't know why.
I can't be an Eagles fan because I can't stand the color green.
I like their green.
No, I'm just being honest. If I had to pick another team, it's got to be something with some, colors I could stand. Like I can never be a Bengals fan because I hate orange. I just
you might as well be a Colts fan.
You're basically stuck being a Miami fan then, right?
I can't stand.
They're green too.
Yeah, I can't stand their
turquoise.
That's a turquoise. That's not. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question.
Chiefs just likes red.
He likes the red.
Color of blood.
Yeah.
I'm too into it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, according to the trips to Rally House, that's been proven this weekend.
You look at my background, my chair's red. I got a red thing over here and red over here and red over here.
Hey, I am very impressed, by the way, with the Emperor's New Jersey, which I'm surprised.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool.
I am surprised he does not have it on for this podcast, to be honest.
It's put away. And I tell you what, I'm gonna wear it next week to the game. So you want me to take it out so everybody can see it real quick?
Yeah.
I am impressed with that.
This is my newest Chiefs shirt that the Emperor actually bought for me for my birthday this year.
Oh, very nice.
Nice polo, kind of comfy.
You didn't get me any Chiefs shit for my birthday.
You have too much. I think that's the problem.
Actually, no, you guys came out. That's right, to the birthday party. My bad.
Yeah, we did. We were there.
Yeah. No, that's right. I got a game that flipped the.
And that was Chiefs.
Yes, it was. I take it back.
Yeah, I actually played that the other day. That is a sick jersey.
Yeah, I like it.
The gray is cool.
I like the black version of that one as well.
Yeah.
I just didn't buy it because I would have been tempted to wear it, make me look like a Raiders fan.
Now, is that official Nike? I'm assuming. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna get me in trouble because the rocker chick had it all folded up in my bag, and
when you get done, you fold it back right.
No, just leave it. Just leave it on the bed.
There you go. But you got picked that up, which we'll talk about that more in a second from where I got it at. Anything you guys else want to talk about for this weekend?
I'm excited.
I'm gonna give the score prediction.
All right,
we got to do that. This is obviously going to be a tight game, in my opinion. I think it's going to be over 60 points. So I'm going to go 34-31 Chiefs.
Oh, I'm going to say, man, I don't know.
Gunner, can you write this down, by the way?
Yeah, so we can actually remember.
Yeah, we keep saying that we're going to go back and revisit it on the next podcast, and we never keep track of what people say.
Yeah, let me get it right here.
He's gonna make some show notes here.
All right. 34-31. Hold on. We can even make this even more interesting.
Oh no. We still got beers on the line for everything else that nobody can remember.
Regulation or overtime?
Oh.
Just throwing it out there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say gonna be a little bit lower scoring than that. I'm gonna say 28-23 Chiefs.
Hmm.
Field's wide open.
Well, I'm going to go Chiefs. I'm going to go Chiefs for the big W. I think it's going to be a high score game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I go 47-42.
Oh,
Kansas City.
You're going for like the Rams game there.
Yep.
Back in the day.
I think this is going to be that game because it definitely won't be the Rams doing that again. The Rams just ain't got what it takes this year.
No, I'm just saying when we played the Rams, I think it was what?
Yeah, it was 54, 52 or something like that.
It was over 100 points. I know that.
Yep.
All right, you got the notes on that one?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, gentlemen, it's time for the to-do list. What do you got for me, Chief? What is on your to-do list for this week?
To get a second job to pay for all the shit I bought. Let's see. To-do list. I would say, as I mentioned in opening the show, this is, from an NFL perspective and other areas, support, your cancer awareness charities, your military folks, military food banks, donations to wounded warriors and stuff like that help them with their daily lives. That would be what I would do for my homework for this week.
Nice. Very nice.
How about you, Chico?
So I'm gonna plug my other podcast, The Call Guys. My to-do list for this week for our listeners is to go listen to our newest episode. It is 3 hours long, and it is an upper and a downer. You're gonna laugh and you're gonna cry. Super fun to record. Great
Nice.
Conversations. Go check it out. It'd be a great long trip episode. If you're going anywhere this weekend, check out the Call Guys podcast and listen to Beer 30, episode 30.
Or if you're driving home 9.5 hours tomorrow.
The
Yeah.
Emperor, the Emperor actually brought this up today to me, and it is on my to-do list actually on our drive home tomorrow. And the Emperor can now listen to his podcast.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Phil fixed my car again.
The car is now fixed.
Yes.
Well, he's going to be listening to Beer 30 also. I know he is. So.
He was challenged. He told me there's no way you're going to fix this. And I just go in. He's like, well, I did that. I'm like, you didn't go like this.
Yeah.
The old FedEx commercial.
Yeah.
Suck it. Suck it.
Mom, listen. Viewer discretion advised.
Okay, there you have it.
Just a mom.
Just a mom.
I don't have a potty mouth in front of mom ever, so
But he does in his podcast.
always.
All right. My to-do list for my fans out there, especially if you're watching the Indiana Chiefs fans, is if you're in the Kansas City area, go to Rally House. If you're not in the Kansas City area, go online to the Rally House. I've actually done both. I've been in them. I've done order stuff online. They're very good to me no matter where I shop from, and they have all of your Kansas City gear. So make sure you go out to Rally House and pick up your gear for your Chiefs, for your favorite football team.
Or just keep bringing Phil there every single time so he can buy the whole place out.
And if you give him enough Millers beforehand, maybe he'll buy you something.
He did pay for my Dave and Buster's tonight. He bought me video games.
Actually, there's something coming soon.
I don't know what that means.
The white Bobby has it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You know what
for Sarah? For Sarah, probably for Sarah.
It's for Sarah.
Exactly.
It's for Sarah. Yeah. It's for Sarah. It's for her birthday.
You're more than welcome to wear it. I just don't know.
Well, if it's Mahomes on my crotch, I'm not wearing it.
Oh,
No, it's Derek Carr.
I would say
With his eyeliner on or no?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh, Gunner. So one I did forget to mention. Google the picture, or I'll send it to you actually, because I took a print screen of it of the first down last night that they gave to the Raiders, and the chain was like up. It was this far off of being a first down, and
Got
first
the ref.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they talk about that at all by chance?
I don't remember.
They took a picture of it, or somebody did, and posted it all over Facebook and elsewhere, Twitter and all the
Yeah,
all,
it's
all the
everywhere.
mainstream media. So look that up too. I mean, that just shows you. I think that guy's biased against us. But anyway, I'm done about the refs for this
Yeah.
week.
For this
Yeah.
week. All right, gentlemen. Nicely done. Good job. We'll do it again next week. And we'll be
Yes.
talking about the Bills game and the upcoming what do we got upcoming?
Oh man, when our bye week should be coming up here in a few weeks. We're gonna have the road to Kansas City will be our bye week episode. So look forward to that. On the trip out, the Emperor and I are going to film. We're going to film a video on the way out to Kansas City. They're playing room hop at this point. No, look forward to that. We're gonna be recording a video on the way out to Kansas City this coming weekend, and that'll be our episode for. I'll have a video shot and edited for our road to Kansas City, just to have some extra content in that. So
the row ad.
the
I'm
row
so
ad.
glad- I'm so glad that Chico could fill in the spot where we just fucking dick around with each other.
I got you. You did it. You did it pretty well because you did it as I was talking.
Yeah, I think it worked out perfectly.
I know we were joking about doing that. I was like, I gotta do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
This is the first time we've actually been, in the same area for this specific podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
We had the one where the Murdnerds, right? We're doing theirs. Was it the Murdnerds
At the campground?
at the campground?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where Karen was back in the background talking about
Yep.
Jason.
Yeah, talking about Jason Voorhees. We need to get her to start really focused on the homeless guy in Cleveland, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, luckily he left in a Cadillac with the cone on the top.
He's
Man, I'm
got
glad he took that cone. Everybody was hitting that cone. He
I don't
just
know
got
what
out
he's
of the
gonna
way.
do with it. Maybe that's like the chimney or something for his new.
no, that's his
He
new.
sits
That's
on
new
that.
portal. That's his new portal for his outhouse.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
Think about that for a minute.
I
I don't know.
got it.
I don't know
got
which end he's setting on, but you just never know what's going on there.
I got it. I like it.
All right, gentlemen. Sorry, I got a cough.
Do you want plugs or you just want to
Oh
go?
my God, you are on. Can you give me some socials there, Gunner?
I can. Everybody, thank you for listening to Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast. You can also find us on Facebook. It is right here on my wall if you want to see it. Facebook.com/INChiefsFansPod. And if you ever want to talk to us, let us know your favorite memory of going to Kansas City, going to a game, first experiences, anything that you've got. Tell us your opinions on last week's game. Send those emails to inchiefsfanspodcast@gmail.com. And you can get a hold of us through there. And then also go check out all of the other podcasts under the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. The Call Guys Podcast at Facebook.com/The Call Guys Pod. The Murdnerds Podcast at Facebook.com/Murdnerds. The United States of Paranormal Podcast at Facebook.com/United States of Paranormal. And the Golden Image Podcast at Facebook.com/Golden Image Podcast.
It is Dolltober for the United States Paranormal.
Yes, and it's enjoyable. That's tomorrow. Oh, I'm excited. I forgot it. That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Annabelle. So by the
Ooh.
time this comes out, that was
Nice.
yesterday was Annabelle.
Did
Yesterday.
we decide who owns that to this day?
It should, I think
it's
it's
still-
the museum,
it's-
right?
Yeah, the Warrens
The
Occult
Warrens, yeah.
Museum is still has
I
it. Yeah.
remember we were talking about that last night.
Yeah,
Cool.
as I was posting it, that's in the actual notes of the show notes. So I
Ah.
brought that up. That's how I know that right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And like I said, go check out Beer 30. I mean, it's a fun episode.
It's beer.
On my
30.
drive tomorrow, I'm listening.
Yep.
Yeah, because someone was nice and hooked you up.
I know.
Hooked
Thank
him up.
goodness. I was gonna just, set the car on fire and be done with it.
Anything else going on under the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts?
Team Teos is doing the live podcast where you can go down to Poor Brothers Brewery on October 29th. They got some really cool koozies for sale, for Daltober.
Nice.
And I think they're like $7 a piece. So if you happen to be down that way and want to pick up I think they're a pint glass koozies, something
Nice.
just a little bit different. So they look really cool. I just got pictures of them today. So I'm excited for them on the 29th to go check that out. Poor Brothers Brewery in Beaumont, Texas, if you happen to be down that way.
Also, there might be a crossover coming between the Call Guys and Team Tejas from Tusop. So look forward to that too. Double crossover.
Yep. Next week on Tusop is the Team Boozers and Team Tejas together.
Nice.
Also next week is Golden Image Podcast has Steve Dixon coming on. So that'll be exciting.
Great interview. I'll listen to that.
Yeah, I'm excited to get that put out there. It was a good time. He's a Raiders fan though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I do a lot of hard work in that interview.
Dixon actually has a brick out there at the Death Star. He bought one of the bricks for that with his name embedded on it. So
nice.
That shows you how diehard of a fan he is for that.
Yeah.
All right. Did I miss anything there, Chico? Because I probably missed a ton of shit. I was happy that I just got the to-do list in.
You were on it.
I was happy just to have the to-do list. Really. I
Yeah,
thought I remembered
you
that
got
and
it.
I was in good
You
shape.
got it.
Then you just have one thing to do then.
Yeah. I got to go shit out this Jose Peppers.
All right. You have two things to do.
This is gonna be him listening to Beer 30 all the way home.
Oh my god. Oh, so I have one thing to say. We're coming to you from our own little slice of Chiefs Kingdom in the great state of Indiana.
No, you're in Missouri.
Oh,
You're in Missouri.
We're
Correction.
actually in the Chiefs Kingdom right now. That ain't no lie. I just have one question to ask you. How about those Chiefs? And I will we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.